And theater contributor Camila Fitzgibbon is here this Thursday morning with some great suggestions coming up over the next couple of months, really, in Montreal. Welcome. Good to see you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be back.
Yeah, thanks for coming back. Yes,
I
think it's great that we can give people these options because one might not work because of their schedule and one might not be in their community, but between everything we're offering, there's sure to be something for everyone.
That's exactly it. There's so much. And June really is one of the busiest and most exciting times of the year for Montreal theater, with so many shows going up and with some of the city's largest and most important theater festivals happening right now.
True, right.
And so
we're starting off with Cabaret.
Yes, Cabaret. I had the privilege of seeing this production last week, and what an unexpectedly heart-rending and gut-wrenching piece it was. So the Côte St. Luc Dramatic Society is presenting Kander and Ebb's Tony Award-winning musical in a production that is polished and poignant, and that most importantly is grounded in the stories, in the current political climate of war, terror, and violence. And so you watch this show and it's hard not to draw parallels with what we see in the news headlines today and with the realities of these ill-fated characters living in 1930s Berlin who go to the cabaret to find their freedom and love and expression against the backdrop of rising fascism.
And the music is incredible, and people should know you got to see it because it started May 29th, but it runs right until June 16th.
Exactly. The great thing is they're offering a lot of free performances for students.
Ooh,
so they're really about telling stories, and it's all rooted in community. Absolutely worth checking out.
Now talk about horrible bosses, 9 to 5.
Yes, this is another, although, you know, it's a hilarious comedy, but it has an important message to it.
Yeah.
So the West Island Theatre Association is presenting this at the Louise Chalmers Theatre. It opens tomorrow night, and it is based on the hit blockbuster film of the same name, featuring the Tony and the Grammy-nominated score by the incomparable Dolly Parton. And it follows this friendship of 3 female co-workers who are driven to their edge by their sexist, egotistical boss. And although it's set in 1979, it still resonates with us, fortunately or unfortunately, 40 years later, as we continue to fight against gender inequality and harassment in the workplace.
Yeah, and it's people will remember the movie, and like you said, Dolly Parton is such an icon.
Yes.
The music, again, so catchy. So this one playing in Point Claire, if you're on the West Island, that one will work for you. Then Too Darn Hot, Broadway.
What a great name for a show, too. So this, Montreal's premier vocal ensemble returns to Concordia's D.B. Clark Theatre next week with their latest musical smorgasbord. So Too Darn Hot, a sizzling Broadway revue, is an original compilation of musical theater favorites that, and so it's going to be a mix of contemporary and classics from the musical theater repertoire. So we've got music from shows such as Come From Away, which, by the way, is coming to Montreal next season.
Oh, you've got to tell us about that one when it comes.
Yes,
that one's huge.
So, yes, we've got Come From Away, Next to Normal, Guys and Dolls.
Those are coming up.
All of these.
But before we get to that, you have one last one that's playing in June that you want to let people know about, a bit of a more serious one.
Yeah, so it's serious, but it's also spirited. So this is a Century Songbook presented by the Dora Wasserman Yiddish Theater at the Siegel Center later this June. And it is a celebration of Jewish life in Montreal. So it honors the accomplishments and the history of the local Jewish community through spirited song, dance, and personal stories. And it's got, with a musical repertoire that has everything from rock music to show tunes to anthems. It's a show that's going to delight audiences of all musical tastes and ages.
Well, I like that you picked a variety that all have music woven into their stories. And in case people didn't catch, that one is June 16th to the 30th at the Siegel Center.
The Siegel Center.
And of course, if I didn't see what was put up on the screen, but you can always go to MontrealTheaterHub.com for ticket information about all of those shows.
We've got a calendar with all the shows in community theater and professional theater. It's all there.
Camila Fitzgibbon, always such great information. Thank you for coming in.
It's a delight.